Okay, leaving the Cut House A. This is where I've been getting my hair cut forever and ever. There's the Cut A. Got my Cut House A membership card. I won't need that anymore because I'm ready to go. Let's get out of this wind. This may be the last video, maybe one more before I go. Let me just round off and round myself ready. I'm in that anxious period, not anxious for the departure, anxious to get going. I am a restless adventurer when it comes to having made my mind up about what I want to do, and I'm ready to go. That's why I'm so often found without proper supplies in the wilderness, because I just go. I remember the one time riding along Route 136 in the California desert with my brother, going from Palmdale down to the Inland Empire, the actual area where I'll be working soon. We were out in the middle of the Mojave Desert, and I had my, we were going to stay the night down there at my dad's place, going from my mom's place, about 100 miles. And we're out in the middle of nowhere in the desert, and we had our sleeping bags in the back, and I told Lyle, we were heading down on a Friday, we were going to stay down for the weekend. I said, Lyle, pull the car over. You know, he pulled over, just opened the door of the car, just an expanse of desert out there, reached behind me, grabbed my sleeping bag, and I said, I'll see you tomorrow. And I jumped out the door, and off I went into the night. Closed the door, and Lyle drove off. He'd had enough experience with me. He knew my ways. And I initially was so excited. I ran deep into the desert, no flashlight. I had nothing, just my sleeping bag and whatever was in my pocket, which wasn't much. Pockets which weren't much, and I was still, 50 miles away at least from the destination where I had to go. Ran deep into the night. The moon was, half there, so the light, I could see the creosote bushes and the light, and just kept going. Then I got tired and I walked, and then I went further and further, and then my mind began to do what it does, which all minds do, I think, when relieved of the connections and the burdens of the system and the obligations of what we are doing when we're on track, literally on track in our lives. When we derail and decouple, the mind takes a few minutes, sometimes a little longer, to begin to flow that way as well. Soon my mind was in the desert with me in that lonely spot. I wound up somewhere in the middle of the night. Dangerous thing to do with rattlesnakes out like that they were. But anyway, I wound up somewhere and just laid down the sleeping bag. I mean, there's nothing anywhere, just emptiness. Way off in the distance, I could see the cars on Route 138, but I couldn't hear them. I was far enough away. Got out there, slept the night, and I remember waking up in the middle of the night to the sound of yip, 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 all around me. A pack of coyotes had discovered me, and they were literally within, 12, 15 feet away from me, circling, going around. I knew they weren't going to hurt me. They found me. They had discovered and wanted to know what I was. And I laid there in my bag, and I kind of sat up, and they moved away. But they stayed there for quite a while. And then I could hear them in the distance later in the night. And I slept. I had a peaceful night. It's one of those beautiful dreamless nights that I'm so fond of. That's the kind of dreamlessness that I look forward to when the whole thing is over. That eternal emptiness. I do look forward to it, even though I would like to live a long time. There's nothing wrong with an eternal night either. But before that eternal night, there's more adventures to be had. And I am ready for this one. I just got my hair cut. I got my hair cut specifically this way because I plan to run lean and mean in the United States. Not mean in that way, but mean in terms of simple, continuing with the strategy that I'm doing. I'm down to my one suitcase and my one backpack. Is that nice? I'm down to that now. And it's exactly my suitcase. My suitcase limit is 43 kilograms on Malaysian Airlines. And although I can take two suitcases, I only need one. And I'm at 43 kilograms, and my backpack is nearly empty, so I can just put some stuff in there. And at least half of that 43, not 43, that half of that is 50 pounds, which is 23 kilograms apparently. Half of that 23 kilograms is files, paperwork. It's, all the collections, all my tax records, all the important documents, social security cards, information, all the important life records that we have to keep in order to function in society. And I collected all those during our last life in the United States and carried them over to Japan, and now I have them and I need them. Good thing I kept them. Good thing I kept them. I really need them now, filling out my wife's immigration stuff. And now I'm going to carry those things back in my suit luggage. So most of my luggage is nothing. Like I said in a Facebook post, I think I'm down to 1 jacket, 1 sweater, five shirts, 2 pairs of pants, a belt, a pair of shorts, a few pairs of undies, some sensible shoes that I'm wearing now, and my adventure hat. Like, and all the clothes that I'm going to have, this is my last outfit. This whole outfit will be thrown away tomorrow. This is not coming with me. So all of the outfit that I'm going to wear tomorrow when I leave is hanging in the closet. And all this clothes, it's all beat up. It's got holes. Nobody wants this stuff. Just throw it away. My pants are all frayed, and these underwear at least, have ignition burns. So you don't need that kind of stuff. I'll need to get some new socks. I should probably do that today. So here's what's in store. And here's what's, okay, let me just finish that point about being anxious. I'm anxious to get going. I'm like I've got my gear on, my pack's ready, I've got my hat on, I'm like ready to hit the mountain and just do another, Trail of the Lost hike. And I want to go. I don't want to linger anymore. And I've got one more farewell tonight. It's important stuff with some friends and family tonight. And I've been kind of putting off of course I'm putting it off, because we're not, with my family, will be the last ones I say goodbye to. And the most difficult for sure. I had a interesting weekend. It's a little bit difficult because, we're not going to see each other for a long time. And I had a nice half a day with my daughter. I asked her to come with me to, she and I, just to go to buy some gifts for my niece and nephew, for her cousins. And she helped me, and then we went to the ice cream store and talked. And she was pretty open. She's really not so worried about going to the States, or even, me leaving for this time. She's more concerned about right now about the stuff going on in her life, the political stuff of a 13-year-old girl, the interactions of friends, the dramas, the dynamics that are going on, the stuff. And I remember that when I was about her age, when my parents went on the Odyssey. My concerns, I had no idea what the significance of everything that was happening. My concerns were the immediate things going on in my world, with the concerns of a 13-year-old. And she really doesn't understand everything that's to come, although she knows it's very different. Last night we had dinner at her best friend's house, and little Rui-chan. And Rui-chan is also half Japanese and half Thai. A lovely girl. And she's just the funniest thing. Such a sweetie. She and I last night she insisted on becoming my friend online. So she and I have been passing messages back and forth. She's studying English and the like. I felt a little awkward, getting connected with a 13-year-old girl. It was her idea. My wife and daughter were there. So we'll pass messages back and forth. And maybe that will, since she's my daughter's best friend as well, maybe that will be something encouraging to Emily as well. Oh, and Emily and I are all hooked up now on Skype, and my wife as well, and Voxer. We have a 3-way connection on Voxer between Emily and I, so we can do voice messaging. I really think that Voxer came into my life at the right time. This is great. So because I have a friend in the United States now who I'm voxing back and forth with, and the time zone doesn't seem to matter, because it's like a walkie-talkie. You leave a message, read it, and then respond when you can. But it's voice. It's more personal. It's better that way, even though it's a little buggy sometimes. So there's that. What else? Yesterday I spent the whole day doing immigration stuff. Literally the whole day, filling out the immigration paperwork for my wife. Got all that done. Finished that up today. Then I spent the morning this morning, doing all of the paperwork that I need to do to become a government employee. Lots and lots of stuff. It's amazing how many things need to be done. It was interesting to read through all of the hygiene and apparel regulations. Interesting stuff. Anyway, so there's that. Today, now my wife's on about lunch. I'm going to go get some lunch down here at Ramen, and then my wife's going to show up a little later. She'll be done with work. She and I are going to go to the bank, get some monies for me, and then we're going to get the money, and then we're going to go get passport photos for her immigration stuff. One for each of us. We each need each one. And then, we're going to go out to see Molly's at the Bronx Cheer tonight. And that's about it. Oh, I'll share a couple more things. I've decided, even though I have a bank account, I have several bank accounts in the United States, I don't like to touch those. So what I'm going to try to do, kind of out of nostalgia, when I came to Japan, when I came from Japan to the United States, good gosh, what was that, 20 years ago? When I moved there, you guys may have heard that if you follow my videos, that story. I won't retell it, but just in summary, my wife and I lived here for 2 years, 20 odd years ago, and we did the same thing we're doing now without our daughter. And I went over first, established a beachhead, and the family came and joined me. My wife came and joined me, my girlfriend came and joined me before we were married. I think I brought $3,000 with me to get all that started. I didn't have a job then, so I took more. And at $3,000, I want to kind of do the same thing out of nostalgia. So today we're going to go and pull out, roughly $3,000, and that's what I'm going to use to establish the life. Now, if I need to, I can grab more money out of the bank accounts in the States, but I don't want to. Oh, and I did something funny. I set things up for my wife so that she can access my paycheck from here. I have a bank account in the States, one of my bank accounts there. I'll have direct deposit of my payment in the United States, my salary, into there. And then I tested it all. Yumiko can then, I got an ATM here, from that bank that can work at 7-Eleven and the Japan Postal Service to withdraw money and access the balance and all that stuff. So I'll leave her that card, but I don't have any checks for it, but I realized afterwards that I leave her the card. I have no access to the money, so I'll have to get a second job or get another ATM card. I'm going to survive. No, it'll all work out. These things the pieces are fitting together. Sometimes it takes a little bit of squeezing, but they pop right into place with a little bit of effort. It seems that the energy of the energy of activation, the energy of moving forward, of decisive action, allows the pieces to either fit into place or to be, with enough pushing, morphed into a new form that will fit. Should take this lesson more to heart and remember it with other endeavors in life. Although I don't imagine I'll have too many more of these types of major life changes in store. I'm just getting to be too old. So that's it. I think that's about it. And then tomorrow I will. When I leave the house tomorrow tomorrow my wife's going to take the morning off from work. I'm leaving the house around lunchtime. We're going to go to Starbucks for our last time. Almost every weekend, Yumiko and I go to Starbucks. That Mark is a big shopping center here, and have Starbucks together in the morning. The baristas there all know we come, and they know what I get every time. I always get either a venti size soy latte or a venti size half chocolate mocha if I'm really feeling rambunctious. And we sit there and we talk. So we'll do that one last time tomorrow. That'll be my last thing with my wife, and then I'm going to leave her side. Leave her my Wi-Fi to turn into the SoftBank here. Then I'll be on my way. Without my Wi-Fi, this phone doesn't connect up to the normal internet. I'll be offline. I'll do one last photo, probably, of me leaving Japan, and that'll be it until I get to the States and find a Wi-Fi hotspot and or get a phone. Now, I will be getting a phone eventually, I think. Well, I will. One heck or high water, I'll get myself a phone. Although I probably won't get internet access at my house for a while, because it'll take me a while to get a house first. Well, we'll see. More on that after I arrive and start vlogging from the other side. So this return to the USA, the videos on this series will continue even after I move, because really we're not returned until the whole family's returned, until we're settled in and have found our place and our time. Oh, one last thing. Really, really significant. Really significant. Yesterday, a friend of mine, an American friend, invited me over to her apartment. She's an English teacher, a longtime friend, and she's got 2 sons. One of them is 19 years old, and I knew him when he was younger. He went to the same school that my daughter went to, but he's 6 years older than Emily. Now, I remember when he was younger, and his mother and father would tell me that he had little interest in English. He wasn't disinterested, he just didn't really care about it. He was kind of like Emily, it just was there. And yesterday, I sat down with his mother, to have tea, and here he comes in. He's 19 years old. He comes in, and he sits down right there, and he boldly says to me, he says, listening practice. And we start talking, and it turns out, his mother got up to do some stuff. Students came to the door, starting a new class with her. And so he and I were left talking. It turns out that at 19 years old, he's suddenly desirous of speaking English. Now his mother speaks Japanese very well, so they mainly speak Japanese at home. But he really wants to speak English, and he's desperate for the opportunity to do it. And he told me, in flat out, he says, I have a Japanese mind. So some of the things, the ways, even though he's he's American, he has American passport, he's a dual citizen, he has a Japanese mind. And I was startled by this young man who I remember as a young boy, just kind of like took his dual, cultural heritage kind of, as any young person does. It's just kind of something, and was focused on the Japanese. And now as a young adult, is recognizing what he has, the very special thing that he has as a mixed race individual. And now he wants to make up lost time. He told me he wishes that he could go back in time and make up for what he didn't focus on in terms of learning English. And he also expanded that to the American culture. He told me, he says, I have a Japanese mind. That's what he told me. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But implied in what he was saying was that he doesn't quite feel at home or at ease or comfortable with the American mind. Now that just strengthened my resolve when I saw this. I'm proud of this young man, and he's a great individual. If Emily grows up and meets a young man like him and falls in love with him, gets married, she would be doing very well. He's a good young man, and I wish him all the best. And I told him I'm gonna be there for him. One American to another. Before I left, I gave him a hug. Because that's what we Americans do. We hug one another. And I said, you get yourself over to Southern California, and we'll have a good old American time. I was just kind of playing it up. But that strengthened my resolve, because the indifference that I see, the relative indifference that I see right now in Emily, belies the fact that at a later date in her life, she may indeed find that if she can actualize on her mixed potential, she'll be in a good position, in a better position maybe in life than if she doesn't. And this is the time to do it. This is the time. If she goes now, she will remember being Japanese. She will remember the Japanese language. She'll be able to speak, read and write to a lesser degree, maybe not complete adult fluency, but she'll be able to do it as an adult. And she will. It's early enough that we'll get her. We'll make her. She'll emerge out of high school as a full-on American, who also American with an American mind and a Japanese heart, which has been my ambition all along. Not that I'm trying to mold my daughter into anything in particular, but it's part of my job in a way to help her mold into and to realize all of her potential. And like maybe a child that has discovered to have some maybe a musical capability or an interest. Emily has an innate multiculturalness that I want to help her realize and fully enjoy in life. There you go. I'm going to sign up for now and go get some ramen. Can you believe it? 18 minutes into this and a video that I just wanted to say I'm ready to go. So let's get on with it and get the heck out of here. And I'll give my wife and my daughter a hug and a kiss tomorrow, and I'll be on my way. We'll be talking via the Skype and the Voxer and the messaging and the line and all the other. And as soon as I can get everything worked out, I'll have them over there. Oh, and one more thing on the visa stuff. We think we might have found a way to get them over sooner rather than later. Not have to wait that full 6 months. We'll see. There's some of my students. Hi, boys. Hello. Those are my students. Whoa, they're not my students anymore. Sorry, my school's right up here. I want to Jim sit in his car. Bye-bye. See you. Maybe I'll peek my head inside. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see if my timing is right. Jim should be sitting in his car right about now. There's his vehicle. Oh, I don't see him, though. Maybe he's laying back taking a nap. This is Jim's car. Wake up!
Hey, what's in here, Holmes? What's going on?
I got you.
What's up?
I found you. I can't believe what I just called you. If I've offended anybody, excuse me.
That's just what we call each other.
That's right. When the camera's off.
What brought you up here? To wake me up?
Yeah, I came over to wake you up. Yeah. All right, give me 5 minutes. We'll turn the camera off and
had my alarm set for 1:20.
Yeah.
It is 3 minutes to 1 at the moment.
Sorry I interrupted your beauty sleep. So I'm going to sign off. We can chat a bit. I was just making a video and I said, man, the timing's right. I bet Molly's sitting in his car right now. So fortuitous delight. So,
Nice.
All right. I'll see you. Well, I'll see you guys. We'll be at the cheer a little later.
Right.
So
There
there you
you
go. Say bye, Molly.
Bye, Molly.